Hi, this is Trey again,
Jasmine Harper.
and we are a geospatial software development group for Brigham Young University, explaining our Tethys application for a web page. So the purpose of this class assignment is to apply our knowledge of JavaScript and HTML computer language in creating a web application about a fatalities interactive web map for low-head dams in the state of Indiana. Now, in order to create this interactive map, we had four pieces of data that we used. These data sets include a base map of the world. It's just a imagery base map that you can normally get in, say, ArcMap or any Aquaveo software. We also received point shape files from the Low-Head Dams Fatality Database from Brigham Young University of all the low-head dams that included fatalities in the past 50 years in the state of Indiana. The other two pieces of data set that we had were for further reference with the low-head dam sites. They are found on the Indiana Map website, which is a very, very useful website for us. We use the major rivers data set, and we also use the counties data set. We hope that this web application will be very useful for continuing legislation in the state of Indiana regarding low-head dams for low-head dam removal and additional safety measures that will hopefully save lives. Now, in order to go ahead and talk about our web application, we're first going to talk about the code and the general gist of what's going on with the Tethys application, and then we'll go ahead and show the web page. Right here we have the Python script for the Tethys app, and the name of it is the whole name of the application is Low-Head Dam Fatalities, and we're only just going to use one HTML file page. It is called Bling, and we're going to go ahead and mainly reference that throughout the rest of the video. This is the Bling HTML page. The beginning of the page just simply states it's an extension of the base, which is the app.py file that we just looked at. And at the very beginning, we state our header, we have some mapping styles, and some references to open layers, which is where most of the interaction and most of the really hard work has already been done for us. And then we went ahead and also declared our map and pop-ups, which is going to be the main things that we're going to be looking at. And also, all of this is in HTML. The rest of the script is mainly in JavaScript.
So in order to bring our data sets into our map in our web page, we needed to create KML files of each of the data sets. So our three data sets were the sites of the low-head dams, the counties, and rivers that were feeding the low-head dams. So here in the code you can see we are navigating to the KML files. Here's the sites, here's the rivers, and here's the counties. These files were downloaded and the symbology was created in ArcMap, and we converted them to KML files so they could be used in this web application. So here we're setting up the layers that are going to be loaded into the map. This raster layer is the map itself, the base map, and here's the river, the county, and the sites. This shows where the center of the map is going to be zoomed to once you load the page. And here's the zoom.
Now after the zoom, we're going to go ahead and get into the pop-up. The pop-up has already been declared earlier. That's where it was declared within the map declaration. Now, the pop-up is just going to overlay on top of the map, and this is the formatting for that. And the really important thing about the pop-up is making sure that when we click anywhere on the map, that if we click a feature or any of those previously named vector data sets, that a pop-up will occur. That's what this chunk of code is for. And when we click on a feature, there's going to be a certain coordinate where we click on. And whatever coordinate associated with whatever data set that we clicked on is going to display the name of the data set, a picture associated with it, as well as any fatalities for the dam sites that are going to be there. And all of this code is referencing the KML files where there are pictures associated with each dam site, as well as pictures for counties and rivers, as well as the names. And for the dam sites, we have the number of fatalities, what it's going to be looking for. And for the counties and the rivers, we just have not applicable whenever you click on it. Whenever you click on anything that's not a feature, the pop-up would be destroyed. The other important thing is, just for visualization, this little chunk of code right here is for whenever you're hovering over a feature, the little pointer mouse, the little pointer cursor will appear, a little hand with a little pointing finger, so to let you know that you can click on a feature.
So the next aspect of our map that we wanted to include, our web application, we wanted to include buttons that would turn on and off certain layers, depending on which button you clicked on. So in our case, we created 4 buttons, and the function that is attached to those buttons is called show layers. So we used a switch command to tie in which layers we wanted to be visible with which buttons. The case all sets each layer, the map, the vector site, vector river, and vector counties to visible, which is why it says true. If it's a river case, then we only want the river and the base map to be visible, and so on with the counties and sites. So in order to create the actual buttons, we used HTML, and here you can see this on-click show layers. So this is where it calls the show layers function that we just talked about. And here's where it ties which case to use for each button. So that's the end of our code. So now, before we can start the web application on a web browser, you need to initiate it in the terminal. And so here's our web application. Here's our map, and here's our buttons. If I click the rivers, only the rivers will be displayed. And as you can see, when I click a feature, a pop-up appears with the name, the picture, and other information. Here's the counties. Here's the pop-up for the counties. Here's the sites. Here's the pop-up for the sites. And here you can view the fatalities associated with each flowhead dam. And if I click the All button, everything's displayed again. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I hope that it will help you in your development of web applications.